We are live. Hello, and welcome to the Punk Rock Libertarians Podcast, episode 517, the Kwanzaa edition. Tonight, I'm here with Alex Schlegel.
Good to see you guys. Merry Christmas.
Conspiracy Christmas. Ooh, okay. And then we've got James Babb.
Back in Sylvania.
He's Sylvania-based.
Happy Kwanzaa to all those who celebrate, or happy holidays, or Festivus, or whatever you're into.
Yeah. Did you guys have Christmas festivities yesterday at all?
Sure, I bet you didn't, though. Did you?
Damn.
Maybe you can. No, maybe you can too. I mean, why not?
No, well, my festivity was the stereotypical go get Chinese food with the rest of my Hebrew kinfolk.
I think I'd prefer that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good tradition. The Chinese food this time was kind of mid, but
Bummer. Did you go out for it? Did you have?
Yeah, we went to this
Chinese duck.
We went to this place in Sykesville.
Chinese turkey.
Oh yeah, we didn't do the duck. See, we didn't get into. There's this place called, I think it's called Joey Chu's in Owings Mills, I think, or Pikesville or somewhere. But it's like you've got to get reservations like weeks in advance to get in there on Christmas.
Oh,
so
all the high Jew population out there.
Yes,
go-to spot.
Yeah, it's kind of nicer.
Christmas.
Like, I wouldn't say it's like fine dining, but like, you know, it doesn't feel like you're like in like a Chinese person's like living room or whatever. You know, like
most Chinese are just takeout places anyway.
Yeah. Well, the place we went to was like takeout with like 5 tables.
That sounds great.
But yeah, I don't know. I got like well, I didn't actually get Chinese technically. I technically got Japanese, so maybe that's where I went awry. But I got teriyaki chicken, which normally is awesome, but I don't know, it just wasn't that good. So, but I won't put them on blast though.
But so you went to a Chinese restaurant, ordered Japanese, and then you were dissatisfied.
Well, it's I mean, the place is called Asian Taste, so it's not just a Chinese restaurant, right? It's all Asian food.
So basically, they're from Thailand, and they don't really know Chinese food or Japanese food.
Probably. They had sushi there though.
Oh,
Shannon got sushi.
I love Asian fusion, but
yeah,
it's usually pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know. Just chicken was a little overcooked. The sauce was good, but yeah, overcooked chicken kind of kills my vibe.
Very sad.
Yeah.
What did you do, Alex?
What did we do? Ironically, we did Chinese food as well. It was like the second year in a row. For Christmas
also an
Eve.
Orthodox Christian tradition.
Well, I mean, it's my rest of my family is on the Western calendar, so I'm the outlier. So,
right, is your Christmas even come up yet?
Not yet. It's actually January 7th is Orthodox Christmas.
Does it actually like closely align with Jesus's alleged birth?
Well, I guess it's just because it's on the old calendar, so it's. I don't know. I guess
that's how old the religion is. They had a different calendar back then.
Yeah.
Right.
Which calendar is it?
I guess
because like we use like the Gregorian, right?
Yeah. So it'd be on the.
I think they use the
Saturnalian or something.
The Inca calendar.
Yeah, the Mayan calendar.
It was the one that said the world would end in 2012.
Yeah. Let's see. What calendar is the Orthodox? It's Julian calendar. So
okay, yeah.
So
learning about that.
Potatoes or.
So yeah, so because I'm fasting, we just did Chinese takeout for Christmas Eve dinner, and then we went to one mass, and then my sister and brother-in-law and my aunt went to a midnight mass in DC, but we went in 2 different shifts just because the little ones wouldn't be up for midnight mass. But yeah, that's about it.
I went to midnight mass once.
Yeah, I just didn't really want to go into DC for that and be up that late. Plus, my brother and I had to basically play Santa Claus and set up the place for my niece and nephew. You know,
yeah,
so we had to do that. So that was nice. It was nice, and then chilled with Tierra's family on actual Christmas Day, like Christmas Day afternoon, evening. Watched the Ravens game. Chilled out, just caught up. Yeah, it was fun. It was nice. How about you, Baz? What did you do? What'd you get into?
Just family obligations, fun stuff, but kind of like need a break after holidays, just because I don't really get any rest. Like the whole month of December just seems like crammed full of stuff. So I'm gonna try to chill out now. Try to just find a way to, I don't know, maybe to escape the rest of the winter and just like chill out on a beach or something. Because
go to Florida, man.
I just came back from Florida, and it was like I drove the camper through snow on the way into the driveway. I'm like, this is wrong.
Oh man, where'd you?
Is that where your cruise left out of Florida?
Yeah, to Miami.
Yeah.
I had a great time down there. I tell you guys, I saw a SpaceX launch.
Yeah.
Yeah, from
Cape Canaveral.
Yeah, from my favorite oligarch.
Yeah, that's sick.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah, I might try to get out to Florida for spring training.
They see you coming though. Like, you're from up north. Oh, okay. Bring your wallet. Like,
yeah.
People are just, it's such a popular place to be. Like everything is jacked up in price.
Yeah, I'd like to go down for spring training. That'd be nice. Just get away for a week.
Yeah.
Watch some baseball games.
Especially in Sarasota, it's like super nice out there. Although they're still kind of recovering from the hurricanes, so we'll see what it looks like. But still got a few months.
There's time. Yeah. So what do we miss this week? I mean, anything?
All kinds of interesting stuff's going on. Like, I think looks like Trump wants to capture Greenland and the Panama Canal.
What's up with this? Like, all of a sudden, I'm seeing these memes of Greater Canada and Greenland and South America, and is this all just fueled by him wanting to take?
Is this video worth watching here?
I don't even know what the video is, so maybe not.
So Trump again.
Our Navy and Commerce have been treated in a very unfair and injudicious way. The fees being charged by Panama are ridiculous, highly unfair, especially knowing the extraordinary generosity that has been bestowed to Panama, I say very foolishly, by the United States. This
the generosity of
rip-off
invasion
and will
I
immediately
think I get it now.
stop.
You want to pause it?
It's going to stop.
I think what he's saying is you got a mighty nice canal there.
Be a shame if somebody created a banana republic out there.
Right. He's just trying to negotiate lower fees. And you're like, well, if you don't want to negotiate, I guess we'll just take it. And no, we'll negotiate. We'll negotiate, sir.
Yeah.
So, that's his style, isn't it? To just make some ridiculously over the top proposal and then,
I mean, that is how negotiating tends to work in business, right? I mean, you ask for, I forget what the phrase is, but like you ask for the moon and then you ask for the stars and you get the moon or whatever, You got to start with some outlandish proposition and then all of a sudden your other one seems a lot more reasonable. But I don't know.
I mean, why should the U.S., the U.S. is a powerful imperial force. Why should that only benefit, Israel? Let's
Let's start benefiting Americans with our imperialism.
Territory for us. Yeah. Right. If there's going to be ethnic cleansing, let it be in Canada for a change.
A little America first imperialism.
They're already ethnically cleansing themselves, right?
But could a precedent? I mean, how do libertarians feel about the Louisiana Purchase, right? Where Jefferson, set his slave raping aside. A lot of libertarians, kind of like him. He bought like a huge chunk of what is now the United States.
Yeah,
is that the right thing to do or not the right thing to do?
But didn't he buy it under duress or like from France when they were under duress for like cheap or something?
Well, they were a motivated seller.
Yeah,
all that. Bankrupt, war ravaged.
Yeah, it wasn't like, hey, here's a fair price for like
Wait, and didn't they
A
get
million
wiped
miles
out
of
by
land.
helping the American Revolution?
Right.
Their imperialism got them into trouble.
Yeah. Yep.
So, I mean, now how would now Greenland is owned by Denmark. So
Wait, yeah, what's the Greenland thing? Is that? Let's pull that part up because I didn't hear about the Greenland thing. Let's see. In a Sunday announcement naming his ambassador to Denmark, Trump wrote that for purposes of national security and freedom throughout the world, the United States of America feels that the ownership and control of Greenland is an absolute necessity. Like what? Like,
I
are
guess
you
it's
afraid? Are you afraid of
military.
like France attacking us?
Well, it's probably because it's a military base and has a lot of natural resources. I'm guessing. You know, who knows? It might.
I mean,
have,
I guess it's pretty close to
might have, like,
Russia.
rare earth minerals or petroleum or who knows what it is.
Greenland's actually like pretty close to Russia, right? If you look at the globe. Am I thinking of that right?
Maybe
Yeah,
that's
right.
what it is, just to get closer to Russia.
Strategery.
Strategery?
Makes
So-
sense. I mean, maybe global warming really is going to pan out, and then like, wow, they really did the right move. You
Look at
know,
all
like
these, all the snow melts, and all of a sudden,
Like,
wow, look at
wow.
all these rare earth metals that are just underneath the snow.
it's big. I mean, it's big.
It's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, look up. This is like going down. Speaking of military bases in Greenland, I don't know if we still do. I know there was like a small weather outpost that I think is still operational by the U.S. Air Force. Because I remember when I was in the Air Force, I was like, oh, I wonder what it would be like being stationed in Greenland. But of course, it's like very few AFSCs or career or jobs. But I remember during the Cold War, there was this it was called Operation Iceworm. And apparently, unbeknownst to Denmark, the United States built like underground nuclear facilities and storage weapons silo, and they were just digging all underneath for like years and created this
Greenland?
giant, like underground base unbeknownst to like Denmark. And they're like, oh, hey, surprise. We've just been building. Yeah. Let me pull it up.
What are you gonna? And by the way, what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah. I think it was called Project Iceworm. It was like, I don't know, back in like the 60s. But
I'm sure the work continued, right?
yeah, or just really low key. So I'm sure we know what's underneath all the snow. Probably rare earth metals or natural resources. Yeah, Project Iceworm was a top secret United States program of the Cold War, which aimed to build a network of mobile nuclear missile launch sites under the Greenland ice sheet. The goal was to install a vast network of nuclear missile launch sites that could survive a first strike. This was according to documents declassified in 1996. The missiles, which could strike targets within the Soviet Union, were never fielded, and necessary consent from Danish government to do so was never obtained. So, yeah, they just.
But what was the Danish government's reaction?
Let's see.
Kind of like the Germans when they got their pipeline blown up.
Yep. Let's see. Let me go up here. I'm trying to find it here. So the test feasibility of construction techniques project site called Camp Century was started in the United States military in 1959. So I guess, and then they just started digging underground after that. But let me see. The official purpose, as explained in the United States Department of Defense to Danish officials in 1960, was to test various construction techniques under Arctic conditions, explore practical programs with semi-mobile nuclear reactor, as well as support scientific experiments on the ice cap. It was for science. That's how they sold
this
it, I
probably
guess.
helped them get ready to run their Antarctica base, right?
Yeah. Anywho, I don't know if it doesn't really get into like what
So,
the reaction was.
Now, when you want to buy Greenland, like who do you negotiate with? I guess you negotiate with the king of Denmark, or do you have to ask the people that live in Greenland? Like, do they have any say in this? I guess not, right?
Yeah, but I guess I don't know. I don't know how it's
Maybe it'd
gonna
be a
work.
good time for them to go rogue and like a Greenland independence movement, like before they get sold off to Trump. Like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, no, we don't want to be a nuclear base. Like, hold up. They'd probably love it, though. I mean, I'm sure that the immediate influx of, it'd be like a Puerto Rico situation where like a United States welfare salary, you could live like a king.
Yeah, I mean, what do they really have? Does anyone ever visit Greenland? You know,
You can. I'd love to go, but it's.
I mean, Iceland seems to be like the destination, right?
This is a lot more remote.
Remote,
Like,
natural.
there's an eclipse coming up in 26, and Greenland is one of the places you can view it at. I'm like, wouldn't that be cool to go to Greenland for an eclipse?
Yeah.
But you could also go to Paloma, Spain, and like, that sounds a little.
That sounds a little cooler.
Might be a little warmer, slightly warmer. Yeah, who knows? I mean, he's talking about annexing Canada too. That's pretty funny.
What about a trade? Like, okay, we'll swap you California for Canada,
I'd be all for it.
or for Greenland. In fact, I'd rather have Greenland than Canada.
What did he say? I'm trying to find in this article where he was.
What if we moved the capital of the United States to Greenland instead? Like, just kind of like give DC a break, like have all those people move to Greenland.
Trump's also been suggesting that Canada become the 51st U.S. state and referred to Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau as governor of the great state of Canada.
I mean, that's some harsh trolling. I mean,
that's what I mean. Like, I think he's trolling, but I also
He's definitely trolling.
It definitely has
Trudeau suggested that Trump was joking about annexing his country, but the pair met recently at Mar-a-Lago to discuss Trump's threats to impose a 25% tariff on all Canadian goods. Man, he's just throwing these tariffs around left and right.
see, again, this is probably part of that, like, well, we can negotiate tariffs, or I'll just take over your country. Like, I mean, let's not forget that the U.S. military did draw up an invasion plan of Canada. They had considered it at one point, to the extent that they have the plan ready.
It's just a matter of time when it's a.
When did they draw that up? Cold War?
Let me see if I can find it.
Wasn't there a comedy about that too? Canadian Bacon. That's right. It was a 1995 movie about the U.S. president trying to start a Cold War with Canada to boost its popularity.
This is I just got Wikipedia. War Plan Red, also known as the Atlantic Strategic War Plan, one of the color-coded war plans. There's so many war plans. You're like, okay, get the red one. Interwar period between 1919 and 1939, covering scenarios related to a hypothetical war with the British Empire, the Red Forces, like literally the Redcoats. Likely in reference to the Red Ensign. Many different war plans were prepared by mid-level officers primarily as training exercises in how to calculate the logistics and manpower in fighting a war. We just happened to be with Canada. Just as an exercise class, how many troops are we going to need to take Toronto?
But that was like 100+ years ago. I mean, obviously you don't need, ground troops to invade Canada. You just can send over a few drones and just get Palantir to help you out.
True. And if you've seen Canada, though, I don't think Canada's changed much in 100 years. So I think maybe the same. They'll just use whatever tactics they came up with.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
So who knows? This could be, that might be what might make the Trump presidency a lot more fun than we anticipated. Like
war with Canada.
Crazy ass, like new levels of imperialism, like we never thought possible. Like none of this where you send the CIA and do some regime change bullshit like that. That's 20th century. Okay?
Do you think he could convince the GOP to declare war on China, or not China, on Canada? Like declare an actual legal war. I do legal in quotation marks.
I think he just say it's ours now, and just start governing it.
Just start building. Just build another another capital over there.
But you'd think he'd be trying to build a wall there. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Why not take
What's this,
Mexico?
Alex?
Oh, this is that movie Canadian Bacon, the trailer for when the president starts a war with Canada to boost morale. I don't know, it might be worth watching, but it's already been floated out there.
I mean,
That's
Canada's
what
pretty
social
nice.
programming, social engineering.
If like Trudeau's forces were destroyed, Canada would be in a pretty nice place.
Yeah. I mean, we're just liberating them, right?
Yeah.
Just like Iraq.
And,
They would greet us as liberators.
Ukraine.
They honestly probably would, though.
all the conservatives up there.
Yeah, I mean, after
"Thank you."
Trudeau, I mean, he is widely unpopular up there. I mean, they're calling for a new election any day now. A lot of so there could be election up there pretty soon. I mean, I'm surprised it's taken this long. I mean, after all the trucker protests and
that was the moment to strike when the truckers were like blocking the Capitol. That's when they should have like started dropping bombs.
yeah.
Mm.
But Biden wasn't thinking strategically like Trump.
No. No strategery.
No strategic vision. So that's
So did you guys see the pardons that Biden put out? Like, this is like, I mean, you expect like some really evil shit to be pardoned. He pardoned the kids for cash, judge.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
oh geez.
This is in Wilkes-Barre. This judge was getting paid to send kids to jail that didn't belong there. I think the youngest was like 8 years old. And one of the kids committed suicide. Might have been hundreds or even thousands of kids trafficked. And it was so egregious and so despicable that they actually had to prosecute and convict a judge, right? Normally they'd be completely above the law, but this was just so bad.
Where was this?
He got a pardon or
Kids for
commutation.
What was it called?
Kids for cash.
Yeah, I remember we talked about that on this show when it was going down.
Oh man.
I can't believe it got out. That's crazy. Maybe somebody will Luigi him for us.
If anybody deserves it, that guy does.
Yeah, I would say he deserves it more than the CEO guy.
But how much did he pay?
I'm not condoning violence.
How much did he pay for that?
This is a
pardon?
comedy show.
Right?
Oh,
I mean, now Biden has always been, big donors come from the prison industry. He's been an ally of big prison his whole career.
yeah.
But still, I don't know why I was surprised that even he would go that low.
And
Then there was another one. It was like they called her the White Widow. She like killed multiple husbands.
Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are very.
I mean, do they as part of this, do they provide like a justification?
I don't think so.
I mean, it's obviously not Biden, right? It's like Biden's handlers, like whoever got the bag. It's like, all right, I need you to write this name down. What's this name? Don't worry about it.
What if it was an AI and like we didn't even
he asked ChatGPT what
No, it's like
what
a
horrible people can I pardon that will really
special tyrannic like you just tell like an advanced type of like Chat GPT, but only at like Pentagon level, okay, like super computers and stuff.
Pentagon
and
GPT,
evil, right? It's like, and you tell it like study the history of the Israeli occupation, like learn how to suppress people, learn how to control media, learn how to and then it just let it loose, learn how to bribe people with benefits, learn how to, and just come up with a presidency that will be powerful.
Yeah, Kids for Cash guy gets out, but Ross is still in there.
Trump better get Ross out. He better do it.
Yeah. Well, we've got how many more days?
less than a month.
Less than a month. What is it?
days.
January 21st or something?
January 20th. So we got
20th?
Math. 25 more days.
25 days. Okay. All right. Day
Do you
one.
you guys want to go down to the Capitol? Do you guys want to go down to DC and do some filming for the podcast?
I did last time, remember?
Yeah.
Oh, for like a January 6th kind of moment.
Yeah. See if
I mean, there's going to be Antifa
Going into the
protests.
Capitol?
we're going
there's-
into the Capitol.
So, like, we've talked about this on the. We've talked about this on the show, of course, but I went back in 2016 and I filmed a bunch of shit. I made like a little clips video of it, which maybe we can play. Maybe we can play like closer to the this inauguration, but yeah, it was like there was a bunch of Antifa. They had like cops there, SWAT guys there. They were like spraying the crowds with tear gas. There was like I think it was like a Starbucks door that got smashed, or like Bank of America door got smashed. There was like a limo that was like on fire. It was pretty badass to just like be there to witness it.
That's usually the kind of place I don't want to be, though.
Well, we had actually, what we did was we drove down to like, was it Adams Morgan or whatever? Like upper, like northern DC. And then we brought our bikes. And so we biked down there so that we could get easily in and out without having to like drive and shit. So we were just like biking around, and then as soon as shit there after getting.
Oh, Jared's dropping out.
Oh no.
It dropped out.
Am I back?
You're back.
You're back. But so you went down in on bikes just to be more mobile.
Yeah, we went down to be more mobile. When shit would hit the fan, you could just get out of there pretty easily. So that's a good way to do it. But yeah, on foot could be a little dicey.
From like a helicopter, like at like 1,000 feet above, just looking down at like plumes of smoke and stuff.
Yeah, we could do that. Do you want to run us a helicopter?
Yeah. Run us a drone. We'll get some good drone footage.
Because I'm sure you're not gonna be able to fly a drone anywhere near the fucking inauguration, dude.
Seriously.
Hey, there's an event that maybe you guys want to go. I'm planning on going to. Ian Freeman has a hearing in Boston. It's for an appeal, First Circuit Court of Appeals in Boston. And for those that don't know, Ian's in jail for various Bitcoin related bullshit, non-crimes. This is Wednesday, February 5th, Boston. I'm going to go. It's just going to be a one-day thing, but the idea is to try to get as many people just on the scene as possible, not to, make a, commotion, but to just so the judge sees that there's a lot of attention on this. However we can muster that. So get on your calendar.
Is this a what's the word I'm looking for? Is this this is a hearing to like an appeal? Is this an appeal?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's an appeal. So it's like oral arguments, I think, for this appeal. And it's really important. Like Jacob Hornberger has an excellent 3-part series that he wrote about a month or 6 weeks ago. And he really outlined some serious flaws in Ian's prosecution that he was really shocked by. And he has a background as a criminal defense lawyer. So I think it's this. I don't know. Let's just hope maybe the appeal could work. Who knows? But
What's the optimism level?
I mean, it's federal court.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I'm not optimistic at all, but I have very little faith in these institutions,
Right.
in any way. But sometimes justice throws you a bone, and Ian certainly does not deserve to be in jail. It's completely ridiculous. He did nothing wrong. So, anyway, I'm hoping we can use whatever resources we have to draw attention to it, get more people there, get some attention, so the judges feel like, maybe I should do the right thing for a change.
Yeah. Yeah. What are there any media outlets that plan to be there from like the Free State Project or anything like that?
I don't know. I just found out about this a few days ago. So I think I'm going to get a hotel, and maybe we'll try to do some kind of a press conference or I don't know, something days prior. I don't think they want like a big demonstration at the courthouse, like protesters or whatnot. But maybe a day before some kind of demonstration. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Treehouse, my favorite brewery, has a new Boston facility where you can pick up beer. So I'm thinking like, okay, I could survive this.
I could survive this. I'd love to go to Boston. I don't know if I can get up there. When is this?
February 5th.
Ooh.
And it's just going to be one day.
It's going to be cold as fuck.
Presumably. Yeah, it's definitely going to be cold. So like bring some gloves and a hat.
Maybe a parka.
Bring your mittens.
Bring your mittens.
Bring your earmuffs. No, don't bring earmuffs. Dudes that wear earmuffs is the most effeminate. Just don't, dude, guys.
Just wear a hat.
Your headphones kind of look like earmuffs.
Yeah, but I mean, like, but dudes that wear earmuffs, it's just that always irk me. It's like, just wear a hat or tough it up, one or the other.
Or just let your ears get frostbite like a man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever worn earmuffs in my entire life.
Yeah,
maybe when I was a baby. I just don't know. Just don't remember. Just wear a nice knit hat.
Exactly. That's it. February 5th. All right, we'll put it on the calendar. I think we should maybe add that to potential PRL events.
Oh yeah, I need to update the website. I think it still shows something from like last year.
Oh no. Get your tickets, folks. Wait.
Yeah, I still got Liberty stock from 2023 on there.
Nice.
Yeah, I got to straighten that out.
So what else did we miss?
Anyway,
the drones are kind of subsiding. Not much, or is it just Christmas week and it's been kind of quiet? But
well, yeah, even everybody's got to take off, even alien drones or
even the psyopers,
the op people or the radiation sniffers or who knows what these drones are, but
the airplanes, helicopters.
Who knows?
I don't know, man. It's just a memory, another memory hold event in our history.
I think the funnest part of that whole story was like people talking about all the lost nukes. Like what do you mean all those lost nukes? Like all these bunch of warheads that were lost from Ukraine or like the collapse of the Soviet Union, like they lost a bunch. And then of course I think that like United States has their own like lost nukes. Right. So sometimes I guess once in a while they get worried, like, remember all those nukes we lost? I wonder
what happened.
I hope Azov Battalion doesn't get them.
Yeah, what do you got? What are you pulling up here, Jared?
This was shared by James. It says missing GOP congresswoman not seen for 6 months finally found living at dementia care home.
Wow.
At least they found her. Thank God.
Her name is Representative Kay Granger. 81, has served as the representative for Texas's 12th congressional district since 1997. Suddenly disappeared from the public eye around July this year when she cast her final vote against an amendment to reduce the salary of Deputy Assistant Administrator for Pesticide Programs to $1.
Wow, she's doing the Lord's work.
Yeah. And then she goes missing.
Coincidence?
Big pesticide is went after our girl here.
Oh, no.
The fact that she's been in Congress since 1997.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nothing. Are you kidding? There's like guys there from like the 50s, aren't there?
That's a drop in the
So
bucket.
she just cast this vote and then just completely lost her memory and wound up at a assisted living home.
Wow. I mean, that's basically what Congress.
Granger's relatives or staff declined to disclose her condition. So they knew and they just like put her in there.
Well, it's could have been they found her like sleeping in a tent on the sidewalk right?
Yeah.
Like that's how sometimes people, with dementia, they just go crazy. They walk off, they get lost, they end up becoming, these like dementia.
Silver alert.
Oh yeah, you see those at least once a week on those billboards going over the highways, like on the interstate.
But at least
Silver
people with dementia, I think now can have hope because I mean, a lot of times you think like, oh, you got dementia, you can't do anything. You know what I mean? Like your life's over. Now you can even be president.
Yeah, things are looking up for the mentally in decline.
Yeah, you could be anything.
So, well, let's just be glad she was found and she can resume voting for the military-industrial complex or whatever she's supposed to be voting on.
Voting whoever Mossad tells her to, or her hand.
Yeah, they were only looking for her because they need another signature on a Ukraine earmark.
Like, where'd you get to? We got to sign off on some more military-industrial complex spending. Where'd she go? 6 months. I mean, just imagine just not showing up to your job for 6 months.
Yeah.
Just like, where's
like
Jared? Where's
and it
Jared?
sounds like her aides and her relatives knew she was there. Just didn't tell anybody. Just
it's just like, guys, it's okay.
I wish more politicians would just go missing too. But we can only be so lucky.
But unfortunately, they get found.
Yeah, they always end up getting found.
Wow.
Oh well.
Imagine living in a congressional district and then finding that
I mean, dude, I wouldn't know if my fucking representatives went missing. Like, it doesn't matter to me.
You wish they would. Like, if they seriously, like, go do coke and hookers. Like, I don't care. Just
if you're like
that do nothing politician that everybody accuses you of being. Like, that would be great.
Yeah. Yeah, if Mayor Brandon Scott went missing, I wouldn't know the difference. And I wouldn't care.
I'd like him to disappear. A lot of them. I can't. Like,
I mean, are my housing taxes going to go down? Probably not. So, what do I care?
Property taxes.
Hey, speaking of taxes going down, has anybody heard from Doge lately? How's that Department of Government Efficiency panning out? Have they got some good targets in their sights, or
I don't know.
Is this already a flash in the pan that's gone?
I don't know if it's a flash in the pan.
I mean, he's not in office yet.
I guess we got to wait and see because we're in a holding pattern. I mean, the fact that during this whole the continuing resolution that Congress passed, that the Democrats lost their mind saying, "Oh, it's President Elon." President Elon rejected it, and so they're not only do they have Trump derangement syndrome, now they have Elon derangement syndrome. So that's a positive sign. So when he does actually get into office, maybe maybe Doge will actually be a thing. Maybe it'll serve a purpose.
I still kind of wish he'd just spend his time making Cybertrucks. Like, this is not going to go anywhere.
Man, I saw another one the other day. It was like a green one. I see him a lot at the Wawa, at the Tesla, at the charging stations. I'm seeing them more and more lately.
I saw two at one intersection the other day. Like,
really?
Yeah.
Like, what are the odds?
Everybody, like now they got it. You need something else to shock people with now. That's not going to do it.
I want that one with the. I think we talked about it many podcasts ago, but it was that. Was it that warlord who had a machine gun turret off the back of his Cybertruck?
Was it Mr. Barbecue or whatever?
Cybertruck into war, though. It's like, okay, hold up, I got to recharge. Like,
yeah. Yeah, you need a diesel. You need a diesel engine for any kind of war machine.
Would be ideal.
Just for easy maintenance and
yeah.
But like, let's just say you're only going on short raids. Like 25 miles or less.
You don't want someone like just shooting an EMP at your gun or an EMP at your vehicle, and then suddenly you're fucked, right?
Or you could just probably jam its Wi-Fi and it can no longer like talk to the mothership and just
right.
pull over. Like, who knows?
You could just turn on like your Bluetooth device and just confuse it. Trying to connect. No, shoot the turret. Come on.
I've heard of people that try to play fun games with the self-driving. You know,
Yeah.
like if you could like paint a white line around the car, like it can't drive out over it or something.
That's like an ant, right?
Or like a circle of salt around a demon.
Yeah. I've heard the Waymos are pretty solid though. I think those are made by Google. At least the software is made by Google, but they got them out in the Southwest, like in Arizona. They're all over the place. Apparently, they're like
cab.
Yeah, it's just like a self-driving cab. It's just got like a ton of cameras on it.
Have you ever taken one?
I've never taken one. I'd like to try it next time I go out there, though. But it is a little frightening.
Based on a lot of cab drivers and Uber drivers, I'd go with the robot, no problem.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I've almost died in an Uber before. When my Uber, yeah, well, I mean, did I almost die? That's a little exaggerant, but like the Uber driver drove up on an island in between like a forked highway section where he just went straight up in the thing. All of a sudden we smell gas like filling the car and we just fucking like got out of there. So yeah.
Did you have to pay for the ride?
No, we got our money back when we reported the guy. But he's still driving as of like 2 years after this happened, so.
What? How's that possible?
I don't know. But anyways, yeah, I guess I trust the AI more than I trust like a fucking like 75-year-old man driving Uber.
Well, speaking of robots, did you play that video I sent of this new sort of based on that Boston was it Boston Dynamics?
The dog robot
that you see a lot, but this one's got wheels on it. And I can't believe this video is real. But if it is, we're in trouble. And we really need some of these. We need our own fleet of these things if we're going to compete.
All right, let's see.
In Minecraft. Unitree. Whoa. Yeah, that's it.
That might be real.
It's off-roading. It's sending up.
It's not off-roading. That's down a mountainside. Rubble.
Going down depth.
Into the water.
Up a waterfall.
Remember, that's basically the weapons platform. On top of it, imagine
I like this music, man.
Yeah.
it's like an 80s.
Getting pumped up for the end times.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
These things like Ruby Ridge instead of like they could just massacre people with these things.
Yeah, this is.
It looks real. I mean, it would be some really good CGI if it wasn't. I'm going with it's real.
Even if it's like carefully edited.
Now it's got weights on its back.
I guess you could edit it to make it look like this, even if it can't do this consistently or falls over a lot, but
Yeah.
runs out of power after 3 minutes.
Oh, this dude's riding it.
Is this in China though?
I think the dude's just
Please
Asian.
do not imitate dangerous actions. It said on there.
What'd it say?
Man, now it just went up a
There
half.
was a warning level that came out of it when he was riding it. It said, "Please do not imitate dangerous actions." Unitree.
Unitree.
Refrain from. There was some fun warnings on there.
Wow, that is.
What do you think? Real or not real?
That's probably real.
I would say it's at least 75% real. I mean, it looked really realistic when it was going down the side of that
Especially
rock
with that
face.
soundtrack. I was really buying it.
Yeah.
Some extreme highway to the danger zone.
But imagine a weapons platform on the back of that thing, and about 100 of them.
We're gonna need grenades.
Yeah, that's some Black Mirror shit.
That's
I'm trying to find this like Palantir commercial. Oh, here we go. Did you guys see this fucking dark shit? This is a Palantir commercial. I think it was played during.
like one of the sports.
It might have
balls?
been during like one of the football games, like the Kansas City game.
What?
But let's see.
On Christmas. We got a fleet of ships. And then we got these, like, what are they, drone ships?
Yeah, drones.
Holy shit. Thousands of them. Like kamikaze drones.
Yeah.
What?
Well, and Palantir, of course, Peter Thiel's company, who recently brought in J.D. Vance into the Trump administration.
Mm-hmm.
So
They're all in on the clearly based on this commercial, but they're all in on drones. So I think that's where this is where it's shifting. I think it's shifting. You see the Navy ships, the drones. You see what's going on.
But
with
hold
the
on, did you
PSYOP
see
with
that
the
video of the drone? They did one of those like drone. Instead of fireworks, they do these like drone shows now. But
yeah,
the drone,
they're humongous.
but the drones started to like the drones had failures and started like dropping out of the sky and were like hitting people and shit.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
Hold on, I gotta find this.
Whoa.
Oh, that sucks.
But I
Right,
think
imagine if each one was loaded with explosives and lost. like this-
so I don't know if you guys saw it too. Yeah, speaking of like weaponized drones, it's god awful. Like that's, but we don't really see much coming out of Ukraine. But every now and then I'll see some clips on X, and it was a Ukrainian drone, and it was basically just over a Russian bunker, and just hovering, and just basically dropping thermite, like basically just, and it was like a flamethrower of thermite.
That's
burning alive anybody.
I watched one of those for like dropping a grenade, like on a dude's just like lying
Yeah.
in the ditch, and it drops a bomb right on his back.
They were chasing them, and
This is like a news report about it, but you can see the video.
The
here.
National Transportation Safety Board is joining the FAA's investigation into why several drones fell
See,
out
they're
of the
just like-
sky Saturday night at Lake Eola. In the past 40 minutes, the NTSB confirms multiple people were hit by drones.
It was supposed to be a holiday show,
Some
but
kid
it
got
turned
hit.
dangerous for that little boy who was hit. He is now in the hospital after getting hit in the chest. News 6 reporter Laverne McGee has more on this family.
Yeah.
That thing could whack you pretty hard.
Yeah, those things are fucking massive, man.
And also those propellers are like whirling like blenders. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't want that blade to come anywhere near you when it's spinning.
Yeah. I mean, I assume they probably weren't spinning anymore if they were just dropping out of the sky, but maybe.
That's scary. Where did that happen?
I forget what they said.
I just feel like I mean,
Orlando.
when I started I started flying the DJI Mavic Pro or whatever, when these things became popular a few years ago,
Yeah.
I knew immediately, I'm like, they're going to have to outlaw this. Like, this is like some, like, there's just too much you can do with a drone, like, especially one that you control, not a DJI, but something maybe like it used to be more of like a do-it-yourself hobbyist kind of a thing, like build your own drone, and they can't even control the software. Like a DJI drone, DJI makes software for law enforcement to help know who everybody's drone is and to be able to access it and download its logs and shit. Like, it's a snitch device, right? But other drones don't have to be that way, and it's so easy to program where they go, carry some kind of a payload, and combine it with 20, 40, 100, 1,000, depending on your budget. You could do enormous damage and terrorize people with that kind of technology. So
what, are you advocating for it to be banned? Is that?
no, I just knew that they weren't going to allow us mere mundanes to have that powerful thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's a ton of regulation around that shit now.
But and they're going to just keep cracking down on it.
That's what I think the whole PSYOP's all about. The whole drone PSYOP is just the
More
police
drone
can't have them.
regulation.
Yep. Because now they can be weaponized and So, what other topics we have? Anything else
I've got a good news video in there
Good
that I thought
news.
you guys might enjoy. Yeah,
All right.
it involves the police, but it's fun.
Okay.
The fun top video here?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw this one. Yeah, this is... Whoops. This is great.
Oh, they're coming up to a home.
Come on out here, please. I just need to talk to you for a couple seconds.
Let's just talk to me right now.
I need to do it in person, not over a Ring camera. I've been over this. I need you to come out.
Why? Why do you need me to come out?
I just explained it to you. I'm not going to sit here and repeat myself. I need you to come out so I can talk to you.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm in bed, so I'm going back to sleep. You're scaring my dogs.
I need you to come out.
What?
I just explained it to you. I need to ask you some questions.
Hey, ask away. You don't need me to come out there to ask the damn
Yes, I
question.
do.
Go back to bed.
Yes, I do. I need you to come out here and talk.
Ask away, man.
No, I need you to come out here and talk to me.
All right, dude. I'm going back to bed. Good night.
You can tell me that you're getting up, putting on your shoes, and coming outside to talk to me.
I'm not going to do that.
Nice.
And I need you to come out here.
I'm going back to bed, all right? I'm going back to bed.
Come on out.
Nice.
Bravo. I wonder what actually happened, though.
Yeah, what did they want? Oh, Babs, you're muted. Yeah.
That's a good reason to, I guess to have a Ring camera, right? Just so, I mean, of course he did too much talking, but still the things he said were correct. Like, no, I'm not going to, no.
Well, yeah, if they want to ask you questions, like, they can do it over the Ring doorbell.
Yeah, they can ask. You don't have to answer.
Yeah, you don't have to answer, but...
The better approach would have been like, I'm not answering questions without my lawyer.
Yeah, or just not even answer the door.
Probably the best response. But you don't get a fun video that way.
No. No, we need more, we need more videos like that.
You used to see them all the time, like when Cop Block was active.
Yeah.
Like people would post these kind of, like the whole idea was just like people just saying no to cops, and that stuff goes viral because when it really inspires people because when you see one person say no, like other people are willing to say no.
Definitely. Yeah, it's I mean there was a lot. You don't see him that often. To your point, Babs. Yeah, it's few and far between, but every now and then.
Well, there was what was it, like the Free Thought Project on Facebook. They used to post a ton of those videos.
Mm-hmm.
Or it would be that kind of shit, or just be cops doing like horrible things.
I wonder if it's like
But like the fun ones are a little bit more uplifting when you just see people, standing up for themselves.
Yeah, Pete Eyre and Adamo Freeman, these guys were the masters of this. Like normally, I say don't talk to cops, but if you do have special training, okay, like, and these guys had very, like they had really refined their skills.
A very specific set of skills.
So it's not for amateurs, okay?
Yeah,
but I mean, and they were willing to pay the price. See, that was also part of it. Like, you got to be willing to pay the price, and you're going to go to jail every once in a while if you're constantly saying no to cops. If you're not ready to do that, then it might not be the gig for you.
Yeah,
might not be the line of work for you.
You might be in the wrong line of work.
But at the same time, we're all in those situations where sometimes it may be not that you might have a small opportunity to say no. Just look for any little opportunity you have. It doesn't have to be, like a showdown with the police in the street. But just get used to saying no. Like
Say no, or at least say very few words, right? Like at least, like make them realize they're not going to get any information out of you, but don't get them pissed off where they're going to try to instigate some kind of shit. You know what I mean?
I made the mistake. I probably told you this story from a couple of years ago. There was some guy crashes into the telephone pole in front of my house.
Yeah.
And I go out there and like he took out my mailbox and he did some damage. And like I wish I had figured out what was going on sooner and I could have got him out of the car and hit him before the police got there, but I didn't. But anyway, so eventually the police come and then I need to get a police report number. Okay.
Yeah.
So I actually, like.
Well, that's the problem, right? Is you're kind of forced to interact with the police if you want to get any kind of insurance claim. Like if somebody like hit and runs your vehicle, if you want to get paid, like you have to get the police involved.
We have to have a police report.
So anyway, so I'm asking that. So I'm having to talk to this cop, and I guess I feel under this circumstance it's okay for me to give him my name, and then he's like, "What's your date of birth?" I'm like, "Whoa."
We just met.
I'm like, and I realized like I'm now somebody he might be able to escalate on.
Right.
And he's going to go run my info, and that, so I immediately ended it right there. But like, you can't even talk to him about something that you think is going to be harmless.
Yeah, well, they show up and it's like anybody there is a suspect. That's like the way they operate. Like anybody
or
there,
an opportunity for a sale.
Yeah. For a sale.
Right? Like, well, let's see what this guy's up to. We don't know. Maybe we can get him on something.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got an outstanding warrant. We don't know.
Right.
He's standing right here. Might be able to arrest him. We're not going to pass that up,
Yep. Damn.
That was just don't talk to cops. Follow Babs's rules. Don't talk to cops. You'll be all right. Try to limit your interactions with them. But
yeah, I've seen we've been watching a bunch of like crime shows on Netflix. I got a bunch of like crime documentaries. There's one called like Worst Roommates Ever, where it's just stories about roommates that like either like roommates that like murdered somebody or abused somebody or whatever. But there was one case where the woman that was getting abused, the woman was getting abused, ended up going to jail because her abuser like made up a story basically saying she was abusing or like robbing or like committing some crimes. So she ended up going to jail for like months. And she was completely innocent. Luckily, somebody like found out about the dude's plan and kind of spoiled it, and it worked out in the end. But it's like, but then they show she talked to the cops, and it's like, who knows what she said? Who knows what door she opened to allow them to? I'm not blaming her. I'm not victim blaming here, but you see these people getting interviewed by cops, and you're just like, man, you're just saying way too much. Like, if you're getting interviewed back at the police station, just don't say anything.
Well, most people are conditioned to think of the police as the good guys.
Yeah.
And to think of them as, or at least, rational people. And that, well, once I explain to them that I'm not a bad guy, they're going to be my friend. Like that's what people think because they've seen movies, they've seen TV shows, and they think like, oh, this is, like, oh, we're going to work together and get the bad guys, so I don't have to worry.
Part of the programming. Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of it. But you even see just like criminals, like the people that are actually guilty, and I just see them talking. I'm just like, I mean, you're guilty, but like, shut the fuck up. Like, I mean, if people didn't stop making it easy for them.
Let's face it. If people didn't confess, I bet their convictions would be like 1/3.
Right? Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, if you just pled the fifth, I mean, it would just slow them down so much. But instead, it's like, oh well, we already have all the evidence we need. Like here's a deal, and so they take the deal, and it's like, they probably had nothing. They probably had nothing.
It's like when the cop pulls you over and says, "Do you know how fast you're going?" "Oh, about 70, officer." You just confessed.
Yeah. I have no idea.
He just writes down. Yeah. Anyway, you're right.
Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
man.
Well, we're coming up on an hour here. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
What do we end on here? I guess okay, we could go COVID craziness still exists in 2024. We could end on this clip, or maybe we'll save it for the after hours. This Stephen Colbert clip is pretty telling. But let's go with COVID craziness, because this just blew my mind.
Never forget.
And these people still fucking exist in 2024.
Never forget.
And they need to be shunned. They need to be. These people are crazy. So this is a Libs of TikTok video. Jared, got it queued up here. So
It's how to produce a COVID cautious event.
Hey, I'm Amanda, and come with me as 80 of my COVID cautious friends go bowling in Portland, Oregon. We were super thrilled to have Kingpins open before hours for us and agree to mask. We had about 80 people, including kids of all ages and adults, come out and join us this morning from 9 to 10:30.
Wait, what the fuck is that?
right?
Is that like a COVID meter or something?
Aranet
4.
Aranet, yeah. AR.
Was this during the COVID times, or is this like recently?
This is recent.
What?
Yeah. Let me see here. Let me pull it up. But
I mean, are these all like cancer patients or something, and they just can't even afford to get it, or is it?
This is
I think they're
a
just
group of COVID cautious people in Oregon rented out a bowling alley.
I think
This happened a few days ago.
Oregon. Okay, that's a clue.
Yeah.
Check out those Aranet numbers. That's because we had purifiers up the ass. We also had this adult-only section that was really great. Here are a bunch of adults who are in a separate area away from the kids. And but we had tons of kids, and they were all having a great time. There were ball ramps. It was completely accessible. We were able to accommodate people who needed extra space or specific conditions. We were really well spread out here, and like these lanes have like bumpers that come up for individual bowlers. It's a completely new world. And this really charming bowler was explaining, but you can't hear her because of the mask and the noise, how she hasn't been bowling in years, and she doesn't, and her brother don't get to do this sort of thing all that often. And she's showing you the nails she got done at the Manning Petty event we did on Friday. And then this is her brother kind of saying the same thing, but a little bit more sullenly because he's a boy. Yeah, and more bowling. Sometimes people were better than others.
I mean, people are really not letting their kids outside, or are these kids like immunocompromised, like severely?
Who knows? They're just a bunch of COVID cautious crazies that are still existing in 2024 that just were affected by the psychological operation that was 2020, and
And
still
it's stuck. They're frozen now in that mode.
Yep. It's so sad.
Well, I just posted a link to the picture of their until recently their governor with her festive holiday mask, and I think we just need to see this.
Is this an updated mask, or is this the one from like
it's
a
the
year
one
ago?
from a couple years ago? But I just think it really just as a reminder what we're talking about in Oregon. Okay.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's for those listening. I mean, you can look it up online. But Governor Kate Brown on X, ugly holiday masks are very 2020, and it's basically she's wearing
snow
this
globe
mask
on her.
and there's a snow globe on her mug, like a ball gag, but it's a snow globe.
Or like a.
How many
pig with
particles do you
apple
think
in
that's
it- in
actually
its
knocking
mouth?
down? You know?
It's got geez, these people are nuts.
My heart goes out to the people of Oregon, and I hope they survive the whatever they're afraid of.
Right. Oh man, what are you gonna do? It's very, very sad, very sad. But anyway, want to take it over to the after hours for a little bit?
The overflow room.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna come to the overflow room.
Yeah, we got a few things we could discuss in the overflow room.
Yeah, so if you want to join us in the overflow room, aka the after hours, you can do so by joining our Patreon. If you go to patreon.com/punkrocklibертarians, you can get access to the after hours for as little as $3 a month. That's $3 a month. We also have t-shirts available for sale on libertariancountry.com. And if you enter code PRL, and I think PRL Podcast, I don't know. Otto usually does these. I think you can get like 10% off. And yeah, thanks for joining us. And until next time, live free
Or die.